G'day guys and welcome back to TRC, the Terrain Racing channel. I'm Brad James and today I'm very excited because we finally have a tool in the shop that I have been after for a long time. Well, not that long, but long enough. If you ask Ben, a long time. We've finally got ourselves or got our hands on a pipe bender. This is a Pro 105 that I got from a guy up in Brisbane. It also has an attached notcher that I will show later to you in the detail. This is what they'd call maybe air over hydraulic. So it does come with a hydraulic pump and also an air attachment fitting. Because I'm renting this space and it's a domestic rental, not a industrial rental, I don't necessarily want to drill holes into the floor or into the slab here. My plan is to create a base for it with some caster wheels so I can move it around the shop. There is a couple of more add-on things that I want to get for this that I'll go through later as well. But today is really all about just getting prepped for mounting that to a steel base. Now I've got some caster wheels that I'm going to take off a frame that's not really doing anything. It was just, I think Ben had it kicking around, so we're going to have a look at those caster wheels. I have recently, yes, the shed is a little bit of a mess again, but I've recently pulled some LED lights out of a job, which was great. I have put 3 up there. I've put another 3 up there. It's making working on this patrol a whole bunch easier. The patrol is coming along really nice, FYI. Motor is in and pretty much engine-based stuff to go, but this video is not about that. I have also in the engine bay room here, it's not quite a room, but set up a whole bunch of lighting as well for this area. It's just really opened up this space to be a really bright area and start working on things. Now this video is currently, or it's about the end of November, whatever date it is today. A few weeks till Christmas. Over the Christmas New Year period, I'm going to be down in Canberra with the family doing Christmassy New Year stuff. But while I'm down there, I've booked myself a 3-day pass to Summernats. For those of you that don't know, I was actually a Canberra guy originally. Spent a lot of my schooling, early days of my trade and stuff like that down in Canberra. So Summernats has definitely been a thing for me over the years, and really excited to get back and see a whole bunch of really cool cars and see what's happening down there. And probably going to use it as an opportunity to get the final pieces to the puzzle that I need to get the VE Turbo Commodore project up and running. So just really wanted to get prepped for this space, do a whole bunch of cleaning. Now, what I'm actually using today for the base of the pipe bender is I have this piece of, maybe it's 10 or 12 mil plate. This was the belly pan of an old tough truck compliant buggy called Venom. The owner of Venom and the new Venom is a good mate of mine, Matt. The plan is just to try and work out what size base plate is going to be really suited for not wanting to fall over. And maybe we may elongate that plate just a little bit. I've got the plasma set up here, ready to cut some stuff out. So I'm going to get some measurements, work some stuff out, and then we are going to cut a base plate, mount the bender to the top of this, and then also mount some caster wheels on. So yeah, nice to get in and just do a little fab project on a Sunday morning. But anyway, very happy with where everything is kind of rocking with this patrol. I've still got to put the transfer case in, so it's not technically a roller, because if I roll it, the transfer case will fall out of the bottom of it. But hopefully Tuesday night, when Ben comes, we're going to do a little last button up underneath the patrol, get that running. And I've also got something really cool coming for the Raptor, which I've been waiting on, so I'm keen to share that with you as well. I'm about 12,000 Ks now under the belt in that Raptor, and I'm absolutely loving every single time I drive it. I'm probably going to do a little pros and cons video of things that I like, things that I don't like. So if that's something that you want to see, throw a comment down below. Feels really nice being back in front of the camera, and yeah, let's get into this project and knock out the base plate for this bender. I've got some big plans for this sucker. I've got some big plans. Been trying to find my airline, but I remember we used it on a sandblasting job a couple of weeks ago, so I'm hoping that it's still sitting in the trailer. This is the demo slash sandblasting slash concrete grinding slash everything side of the shed. We're probably running out of room here, but we're doing the best we can. This is one of our new purchases, which is a 650 tri-head self-propelled grinder. It's a cool bit of kit, man. It does some very cool. All right, so this is the frame and the caster wheels. The wheels seem like they're in pretty good condition, spin freely. Now I could try and run down this weld here and pull them off, but I think for the moment all I'm going to do is just like chop, and I'll pull these bars off with it. Ooh, that's very sharp. And then we'll play with them from there. All right, so the plan is just try and make the biggest square I can for now. So it's coming a right angle off that, as close as I can to that and that. Running a cut down these edges here and then cutting that little lip off. And just start with that as the base, work out center from there, and just kind of see if I can work out where this stand's going to set. And maybe it'll be slightly off center because of the weight and counterbalance of the thing, but I was thinking a lot smaller originally, but now I'm thinking let's just try and make this base as big as possible, and then I can potentially later put some other side things on it. In fact, I might even leave these on today and trim this stuff off, and then that's like a little basket where I can add some additional dies and put some things like that. So at the moment we're just going to square this off as best we can and then go from there. All right, it's a bit of a shit fight at the moment, but let's bring that right back down. I've got all the gross dags cut off. This is just a big old base plate, so it doesn't need to be pretty right off the bat. I can come and clean this up later. While it's flipped upside down, I'm just going to put the casters on here. Now, I did question whether the box section here was going to be strong enough, but only time will tell. So I'm just going to weld it on and see how we go once we flip it over. If not, I can just put a little packer under there and she'll be right. So yeah, bit of a scrape back on all of these. I've cleaned up all these edges and taken the upright that was sitting there off, so it's as kind of somewhat flat as it can be. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly burn these in and flip her upside down, and then we should be off to try and find the balance point and bolt the bender to the middle here somewhere. Once I get it all bended up, I'll also be able to pack this underside with some sort of packers so that I can try and get, when sitting on this slab, as level as I can be. That's the only thing about putting a bender on a dolly. You probably won't be able to get as true an angle, but I think just like any other device, when you're trying to get a precise measurement, if you take the degrees, and it might be 0.05 or 0.01 degrees slightly off when you start, as long as you keep that consistent and the bender in the same place the whole time, you should be sweet. So I'm not too fussed about that. Main thing is just get it going, flip this upside down, and then get this bender on top of it so we can wheel it away, pack it up, and then probably just onto a bit of a shed clean. Start sorting all this stuff out and get ready for Wednesday night, because we have some Raptor toys that we're playing with, which means clean and nice instead of freaking dirty and patrolly. All right, so I've cleaned up from that. I now have a great little trolley sitting on wheels. I've got to still run a flappy or a grinding disc over the edge and clean that up, but hey, for now it's awesome. And I decided to actually leave the sides on because it made sense that, you know, I don't know, I can put some stuff in here, and these stops dies and whatever extra stuff we use for bending. Just a nice little home for it that can go with the trolley, and I might just put a little lip on that side as well at some stage. But now I just need to drill 4 holes in that to meet up with this flange. Now this is a little bit bent, so I'm not exactly sure how well that's going to go. I'm going to try and beat it into submission. But my other thought would be to kind of get the flattish side down first and potentially even put another couple of holes in it and send some bolts down and try and really just clamp it as I go and let the pressure of the nut and bolt kind of straighten everything out. And then as long as I get this close enough to straight as I'm mounting it, because you can see there is also, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but there is a bit of a bulge in the belly plate just slightly as well. So I'm planning to put some packers underneath the flange plate of the bender and then try and get it as level as I can to that sitting on this cement. So cool. All right, summer is definitely upon us today. It's finally an actual hot day, so sweating it up here in the shed a little bit, but I have the stand now mounted on the wheeler base, which is awesome. As you saw in that other video, the flange plate down here was bent. Yeah, this was bent pretty bad, as well as this is a rock, as I said, a bash plate on a comp truck, so it's pretty bad as well. So I just spent a bit of time, and I don't even know if this is the final location. It's kind of sitting okay at the moment, but maybe this might get brought a bit further forward to this area here to just kind of offset that pump, but I just thought for now this is fine, this will get us going. And then I spent ages kind of with different packers packing out and undoing and doing up the bolts to kind of pull this flange plate as true as possible, because it was a pretty bad kind of crease bend along there. I don't know whether they tried to take it out and gave it a nudge with a forklift or did something, but it definitely had a bit of hurt put on it. So I've done my best to kind of flatten that out. And then as well, this is uneven, so I've just used a few packers around the place to try and get it. Probably had it on and off like 15 different times, but we're looking, if that'll focus, we're looking pretty good there. And then we're probably a little bit far forward at the moment. I don't know if that's focusing, but yeah, we probably could pack another mil at the back if we wanted to. But until I actually get my digital one and then put the digital one on here to see which plane, I haven't done any research on which exact plane I should take my square, making sure this tool is square. And of course, I'm on 2 different bits of slab, so the wheels could be doing all sorts of things as well. Anyway, I think this is close enough. And yeah, I'm very keen now. Reward is plug that bad boy in and test her out. And also really pumped to try out this notcher. I've seen these before and you can get some good and bad quality ones. This one is a really nice piece of, I haven't looked for a name on it yet. www.protools.com, made in the USA. Got their number there, but yeah, this is one of their like double bearinged models. So it's got a bearing in this face and bearing in this face, so that you're kind of getting you're not coming at it at a weird angle. It's just like nice and solid. This probably needs a little bit of love as it's pretty tight going in there, but once this is spinning pretty quick, I think it'll free up. Also here you have your adjustment on getting this nice and square to this. I haven't checked any of that yet. This is all locked in from where the guy had it. Now this does unbolt off this if I want to put it somewhere else, which is good. The only reason I could really think that is if the guy doing the bending wants to keep bending and you want to notch the bends and kind of double team that sucker, maybe it'll get a bit busy around here. But yeah, you've also got your degrees here that you can kind of set this block on. Same thing, couple Allen keys under here. My next purchases, I suppose, is all those little sundries. I need to get some really good set squares. I need to get that digital angle finder. I want to get a couple of good size Allen keys that just hang off this and it just lives with this unit, like screw them onto the edge or something so you don't lose the tools ever, they're just right there. A couple of other tools that I might leave around, which is great. Now I've got this great base. Definitely keen to clean up this edge too. You know, I'll take it outside and gurney it all off. It's pretty monkey. Pretty monkey. It's pretty manky. Yeah, super pumped with that effort today. The other thing I need to get is a couple of the roller stands are really good for these. Just a game changer. Once again, once it's all level and it's set for the project you're about to begin, you can set your roller stands at the perfect height, so it just, you can kick them around and keeps you bar supported, mate. So yeah, pumped as to have the Pro 105 in the shop ready to go. I know Ben's got a couple of projects, I've got a couple of projects. I've done some hunting around on dies and what we need for our particular types of projects, and we're primarily going to be focusing this bender around. You can do exhaust pipes and a bunch of other stuff if you wanted to, which is really great to have that option. And I'd love to maybe learn how to use it, but not now because dies are expensive. It's primarily going to be used for cage, roll bar, bull bar, that type of stuff. So we're going to be starting with, I think it's got a 1.5 inch, which is equivalent to our 38.1 mil kind of steel pipe. I think it's pipe or whatever. It's got the 2.6 mil wall and seamless. And then really for the four-wheel drive world, there's one other one you'll need, which is a 44.45. It's for the main hoop on a lot of the Triple S stuff and cam stuff. So they're pretty much the two dies we're going to start with. And then if there's project worthy stuff, it'll be cool to just continue to bulk this thing out and have a few more options in here. But yeah, Sunday done. Very cool. I am going to plug this up right now because I still haven't plugged it into air and just watch what it does. I also did pull it apart, so I just want to put the dies and the pins back in and just have a bit of a look at it. And I don't know, but I should have. Oh, Devo. I had a whole bunch of 44.45 and the 38.1 mil left over from the kind of old Venom build, which I don't think I've showed much of it, but it's a G60 comp truck build that me and Ben are planning to do once this is out of the shed and once I get the Commodore buttoned up and once I do a whole bunch of other shit. But that is on the card soon. Hence Bender as well. But yeah, I've just found out that the demo boys must have done a clean up because I asked them to, and they've thrown out all my steel, which I probably got $100 worth of scrap for, but whatever, is what it is. It was kind of rusty and gross and it would have been a bit bare, but I really wanted to just see how it bends anyway. And the other thing I need to work out is, this is the die for it, and I need to just take some measurements of this die to make sure it's exactly what it's exactly for. This is the other part of the die, so it probably needs a little bit of a clean up and a bit of a wire wheel and some love anyway. So I'm going to find out exactly what that is, and I don't know yet because I haven't really looked over it. There's a marking there, but I just got to double check what this radius bend is, whether it's like 3, 4, 5, 7 inch radius. So it's pipe size mixed with radius. Anyway, clean this up, put some pins. There was also this spacer that's just like a little aluminium block that I'm assuming was to space out and center stuff for the right stuff. And also this was kind of sitting somewhere that I forget. So anyway, I'm sure we'll figure it out. A couple of pins. Actually, we can bring all this over now to the trolley. So yeah, I did pull all this apart just to kind of, I don't know, for whatever reason, look more at this die, I think, but I didn't really pay attention. So I've got this thing, this spacer, which maybe that went around there. There's a little groove there. So that sits on there maybe. Smooth face. Sitting again. Maybe a smooth face. Does it have an up and down? No, nothing there. So let's just do smooth face. Maybe that. Ah, I get you. Under there. Yeah, rubber dub. Rubber dub dub. So now that is going in there. Ooh! Alright, and then this must have been a spacer for that, so that then comes up here somewhere. I wonder where that went. Probably one of these big pins. Went through the guts of it. Sorry guys, I'm literally making this up on the spot. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but whatever. Sweet, so that's kind of free swinging. That's making more and more sense that that's potentially there. That's got a bit of maybe 5mm, 3mm, something. Maybe that's it. It's looking too big at this stage. I think I'm going to go to the old Googler. I got my iPad out here somewhere. I might just have a quick look just so I get it right. No point fudging around. I reckon that just filmed a whole bunch of stuff for ages. Cheers, GoPro. Alright, it's finally done, but I've worked out it's missing a couple of pieces, which all starts to make sense now, but I'm going to jump on a website. I found them in Oz, so I want to give them a call on Monday when they open, see if I can get a couple of replacement parts. I'll tell you one thing I love, doing a clean up with Big Rhonda. Mate, if you need a shop vac, mate, this is the old girl. I did realise there's a couple little bits I need for this. It's kind of all cleaned up a little bit and sitting nicely on its base and nice and level. I will have to do some micro adjustments once I get my digital level. There's a piece missing off this, and there's also a little dial gauge we can get to be really spot on with that. But other than that, it seems to be working really well. This had a little bubbles and leaking coming when you pushed it back in. I've really crimped down on that with a set of multis and got another probably 1/8 turn out of it. We'll see how it goes nipping that up. I've given this a little bit of a degrease and it's slowly freeing up some more as I say that it gets stuck out there. But yeah, give this a bit more of a clean up, a bit more squirt. But for now I'm just going to clean up the shed because it's almost under control but not quite, so that I can sort this out straight away Tuesday night, roll that back in and then get the Raptor in down the front there. I've also got all of these bits in my boxes that I'm trying to hunt for different stuff. Got to pack all that up, bit of a vacuum in here. I need to pack this stuff up and get ready to be set up to do the engine build for the Commodore. And then we're looking pretty nice out here. Anyway, great mission, good to have that tool mounted and in place. Do some hunting on Monday and do some calls. I found some places that stock that, or in Australia that sell that type of bender and that brand. Hopefully they can get some stuff ordered. Maybe it'll have to come from the States and I've got to wait, but it is what it is. We'll find out then. Anyway, clean up a few more tools, give it a vacuum out. Mwah! Happy Sunday. I am feeling good right now. Have a go at this. Bench is cleaned, vacuumed, a little bit of dirt still to clean up there. This bench emptied. Still got a few LED lights left that some mates are having and different stuff they'll eventually get given away. Sand needs to get used on a sandblasting job, and we need to run the rest of this bag out of sand. We've got 2 potential jobs coming up, so I might just film a little bit of that, see what we do on that side of things. Maybe I won't, depends how busy I am. Anyway, if you want to see some of the sandblasting stuff, let me know and I can put it in. If not, and you're just more happy about car stuff, then we'll just car, whatever. This bench, nice and clean. LS and final patrol parts starting to muster there. New pipe bender sitting in its place, looking pretty on the new stand. Need to get rid of this bike, I need to get rid of that frame. Both jobs for, or one's a job for someone, one's helping out a mate and just storing it. I need to get rid of that soon. Benny Boy's little workstation from where he left off doing his airbox. This is now full of turbo LS parts. I pulled them out of the boxes. This will be the next cupboard to kind of rifle through once I get back from Summernats. That's gone. Now the Patrol has the motor and gearbox and everything there. That's all gone. Nice little spot now for the welders. Love to get something happening up the back here once this bike and this other bike goes, and then also another bench space to do some cool stuff at. Got to pack these up still. This is going to get all packed up now and get this area ready to start building this LS. Installed some new lights all the way around, which is awesome. So super bright in here, mixed with the new glasses, FYI, that have changed my life. I can actually see now, it's great. Keen to really get this. My plan is I'm going to Summernats for 3 days, and I'll probably do a little bit of filming at Summernats, but definitely at Summernats, I think it's time to buy the final pieces for the LS and get the Commodore rebuilt and back together and driving, because that would be so amazing. And it's so close. It's just a couple of smallish yet expensive pieces to go, which is pretty much rods, pistons, studs, a couple of other little bits and bobs. But what better place to buy it than the vendor stands at Summernats. Hit them up on the last day, offer some good cash and see what they can do, and also get heaps of good advice from guys that are doing big builds all around Australia. So pretty cool. Very pumped about where this is up to and the LS. Can't wait to get in. One of the jobs very soon is putting these guys up here and getting that mounted. I've just got to get the right tires, I think, because may as well play fitment as best I can when I can. That's why I haven't done it. Anyway, truck is looking cool. Might go put the snorkel back on just so it looks tough, because I can probably start working on where I want airboxes and stuff to go anyway. Actually, we should do that now, just for motivation.